spaces and stuff if somebody records it.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi there.
Commissioner Short, I believe Karen's coming.
I put them online. We're just going to be 1 more minute. We're just waiting for one more commissioner to show up. That's it.
Thanks, Sadie.
All right, hey everyone online. If everyone can hear us, okay, we're gonna get started with our meeting. We're not gonna be turning our camera on today, so it's just gonna be audio quality, but if there's any issues, I'll be monitoring the chat, so just feel free to let me know in there, or just unmute yourself and let me know. Okay, so welcome everyone to the Area E Advisory Planning and Heritage Commission. I'm Sadie Chizenko. I'm a planning technician with RDCK, and I'm opening our meeting today because we need to start. We haven't elected a chair yet this year. So I will call the meeting to order at 3:05 p.m. The second item is our traditional land acknowledgement statement. So we acknowledge and respect the Indigenous peoples with whose traditional lands we are meeting on today. Third item is our election of the chair. So I'm going to start by calling for a nomination for the first time. So anyone can nominate anyone.
I'll nominate Kevin.
Yeah, I just had to withdraw my name, doctor's orders, so we should recommend Dan.
Okay, I'll nominate Dan.
Okay. Second call for nominations. Third call?
No, sorry.
No, sorry, go ahead. Second call for nominations. Third call for nominations. So Dan Rye, would you be willing to stand as chair of the Advisory Planning Commission for the remainder of the year?
I would be honored.
Okay, so we will ratify Dan Rye as the chair for the remainder of the term. No need to have any ballots. So Dan, you can continue and take over the agenda for item 4 of the agenda.
Okie dokie. Thank you very much for nominating me and putting your faith in me, and I'll see that I can do the best I can. So anyway, first item on the agenda is item 4, which is the adoption of the agenda. So could I have someone move the adoption of the agenda, please?
Yes. Encompasses everything.
That's basically it.
Yeah, you can say move and then someone would second. And then, yeah.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. Is there any discussion on that? Anything to be added? If not, all those in favor? Vote. Carried.
Oh, I might interrupt for 1 second. I just realized because we're not on video online, I'll just let all the folks online know who's in the room right now. Sorry, so I'm Sadie Chizenko. I'm a planner with the regional or planning technician with the regional district. We have Commissioner Jim Danvers, Marvin Paisner, Kevin Scarborough, Chair Dan Rye, and Director Cheryl Graham. That's all I got.
Right, and I'll move that the minutes of the January 25th, 24 meeting minutes be received. Don't need a motion on that. Item number 6 is staff reports. 6.1, water course development permit application. 17E, Jeremy DeWitt. The referral package dated February 27th, planner Stephanie Johnson has been received. So I'm just catching myself up here.
So this would be the first step you could say is, I see Jeremy with us online. You could give him the opportunity to unmute and just give a brief overview if he wants to about his application.
Okay, well, that's what we will do then. I will ask Jeremy DeWitt, who I believe is online here, if he could brief overview of this application. Then we will be open for questions.
Awesome, thank you, and congrats on being chair. Yeah, this is basically just a restoration of some unpermitted work that had been done in the watercourse riparian area on this site. I've attached a site plan to the application, and you can just see on the site plan there's a bunch of red squares, and those are existing tent pads and buildings that were built within the watercourse setback. The owner of the property is wanting to remove those and just make it look a lot more natural and remove any kind of more man-made looking things. There's a lot of unpermitted rocks put down by the shore and fill, I think that they're just trying to get rid of. And just follow the mitigation plan prepared by Mass Environmental. If that makes sense. Did I do that right?
Yes, thank you, Jeremy.
Is
Did you have
silence a
anything
good
else
thing?
you wanted to- Sorry, did you have anything else you wanted to add, Jeremy?
It's pretty well all summarized in there. I don't think it's the biggest deal. It's just remediating a lot of the work there, and as suggested by Mass Environmental.
All right,
And there's and also a septic system proposed within the watercourse area and a tent pad. So there would be the removal of, I'm seeing 5 tent pads, and then keeping 1 tent pad right there, but that would be made out of like natural like stones and stuff, just for somebody to set up a tent on or something.
okay, thank you.
Yep.
So I will ask, have any questions they would like to ask, and just maybe show of hands, and we'll just go around the table. Okay.
Where, start here, Dan?
Yeah, go ahead.
Kevin Scarborough, nice to hear you, meet you, Jeremy. Yeah, after looking through the application, I could say the mass report states it all pretty clearly. And the thing that really caught my eye was the mitigation and the restoration of the previous work done that was unauthorized and definitely not to the benefit of the environment. So kudos for you for tackling that right away. From the mass report, I've seen where work to be done, and I'm assuming this is part of the septic system, and then the new pad being built. They came up with these new developments for approximately 140 cubic meters, square meters. Yeah. But then the restoration and mitigation that you guys were undertaking, fixing the old unauthorized work, was over 1,500 square meters. So there's actually a gain, is the way Mass report put it. And again, I think that's a good thing. Understand you guys would be coming forward with other permits for future development, so one step at a time, it looks really good to me.
Awesome, yeah, and the unpermitted work was mainly done by a previous owner, and then this new owner really respects the site and was just unfamiliar with these processes and was ill-advised by contractors that he could do stuff in those areas. So it's mainly him just wanting to take this approach the correct steps. So step 1, making everything right, and then step 2, we'll see down the road.
Okay. Anybody else? Go ahead.
I got a quick question for Sadie, actually. And then I get this appropriate. Is
Sure.
there something, like, do you flag any of the stuff that is at issue for us? Because in light of what you said, say,
Well, that one was just to clarify what you're considering. So for the folks online, we have some new commission members. And so just clarifying as we see a bunch of different types of applications and what we're considering based off each of them. And with the development permit, we're looking sort of narrowly at the applicants met the development permit guidelines in the Area E APHC. And so unlike, say, a zoning bylaw amendment, where the board would have a lot of discretion to either approve or deny something, say, based off of, oh, we just don't think this is good for the community. That's not what this type of application is. So when I sent you out that email, just letting you know, it's about meeting the guidelines, not a more discretionary application. That's what I was sort of getting.
so by the time we get there, the guidelines, presumably, you
Yes.
say the guidelines have been met.
Yeah, typically you won't be seeing this application unless we've sort of already determined that. But, this application gets sent to you folks because that's what the board wanted. They wanted the direction. And so That direction was provided a few years ago. I was before I worked here, and I'm not sure exactly why, if it was more for information purposes or to get a general sense of, oh, maybe you guys know something that happened on the ground that's inconsistent with the application. But yeah, typically, yeah, if that makes sense.
Okay. I have no questions. No questions? Okay. Go ahead, make your comment.
Mark, basically, I reviewed the application and all look to be heading in the right direction, improvements, and, I have no reason to say, I mean, this should, I recommend this.
I do have one question, Jeremy. The new owners, how long have they owned the property for?
A year and a half, I believe.
Quite recent then, yeah.
Yeah, really new.
Again, that's good that they're jumping on it right away then, yeah.
Yeah, and Sadie's been a great help with the whole process here too, and giving good feedback on everything. So I appreciate that, Sadie.
Thanks, Jeremy.
Yeah. There's no more questions. Yeah, if there's no more questions, then we'll just move on to, our position. Is that fine? Yeah. Okay, so the next thing we will do then is, what am I at here? Sorry, yeah. We'll make a recommendation, or sorry, not a recommendation. That the Area E Advisory Planning Commission support or not support the watercourse development permit application to Jeremy DeWitt to the property located 2309 Gilby Road, Road Nelson, and legally described as parcel 2 of district lot 1316 Cooney District.
So by show.
And so you should do the move and the.
Don't need a mover in a second.
I move that we support
It's been moved,
I'll second.
seconded. That's fine. All right, so we'll show of hands, all those in favor? Opposed? Carried.
And for those online, that was a unanimous support for the application. So Jeremy, if you don't have to stay online to hear about our further items, but you can if you like.
No, I'm good, but I appreciate this so much. Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Jeremy.
So we'll have to wait for like a formal letter before we get started.
Well, no, so this is just the advisory planning commission, so it still needs to go through, the general manager of development services will still review your application. They're gonna give the final issuance of it. So it'll really still a little while before you guys can undertake any works. And you
Okay,
can chat with Stephanie Johnson. She can give you an update on that.
perfect. Will do. Thank you.
No worries, take care.
Bye.
Okay, so item 6.2. And before we go any further, someone will have to assume the chair, because I have to step away because of conflict of interest in this one. So, I'm not sure how you want to do that, or some to just assume the chair for this and I leave the room.
Does it matter if he stays, Sadie?
I think
He just has to vote?
I think I have
I
to.
think you have to leave the room, I think, just to be safe.
No,
Send him the water across.
I will leave the room. Somebody else, right?
You could just one of you could make a motion to make one of you an acting chair. Just a group.
I don't know what I'm doing, but I'll do it.
So for those online, Jim Demers is the very brief acting chair during this application because Dan Rai is leaving the room, recusing himself for this one.
Silent.
Yeah,
I'll just go.
we'll work on it. We're new. You know.
Somebody can call me when you're done.
Perfect.
So I just have to go through this.
So
This is dealing with the water course development permit application, EP 2314E, in construction care of Deb. I guess questions.
yeah, you can ask if
Is there somebody on?
yeah, so Deborah's online, but she's not going to be speaking. So if you could ask if Stephanie Johnson wants to just give a quick overview of the application.
Okay. Stephanie Johnson, is Stephanie online?
Yeah, I'm online. Thanks. Do you want me to give a quick overview or update?
Yes, would you please?
Yeah, sure, absolutely. So the first stage of this development proposal was the regional board's consideration of a site-specific floodplain exemption application, and that was to consider a reduced setback from Kootenai Lake. So that was a floodplain exemption, which was approved by our regional board at their March meeting. So since the board approved the reduced floodplain setback, now we're able to move forward with consideration of the watercourse development permit area application. And this is why it's coming back to the Advisory Planning and Heritage Commission. In the same vein, as Sadie mentioned, basically the development permit area is really looking at how to regulate development activities near watercourses. In this case, it's Kootenai Lake and their adjacent riparian areas in order to protect aquatic habitat and to, where necessary, restore riparian areas. So similar to the last application you saw, we have received a report from a qualified environmental professional with recommendations as well for mitigation. So happy to answer any questions that you may have as well.
Okay, thank you, Stephanie.
Is there any discussion from your end question?
Does anybody have any questions?
No,
Yeah, oh, all looks fairly well. Again, the mass report seems to show every possible angle of this. Yeah, to me, it's like they're upgrading an old structure for better. Plus, I think. It's like it's well organized.
And we had a lot of discussion over the previous application for this particular project and one of the previous area fund committee meetings.
Okay, that's
I think they've done a really great job maximizing the use of an older property that's been there for a long time, and they're doing minimal disturbance. I think it's an excellent direction to take that. I think it's well done.
Does somebody want to make a motion to support this application?
Yeah, if there's no other questions or anything else.
Kevin moves to, that we support this.
A second.
All in favor?
For those online, we had a unanimous support from the board, so that application as well will now proceed. Staff will be, working, integrating all the other comments from other agencies and preparing a report for the General Manager of Development Services for review for issuance. So Deb Wheeling, if you're online, if you want to know next steps, just connect with Stephanie Johnson on that.
And maybe the minutes can reflect that Dan.
Yeah, and Dan has returned, so
Yeah,
the chair is back. Jim, you're relieved of your interviews. And you can leave if you want, or you can stick around. So we're on item 7 now, Dan.
Yeah. Thanks for filling in, Jim. So item 7 is public time, so I'll ask for questions from the public if there is any.
I see online, Deb Wheelan, the applicant, just says, thank you very much, staff and the board. We appreciate your time. And she, thanks us and said she's just exiting off now. And I'm not seeing any other questions from the member of the public identified as observer. I'll just wait a minute in case they're typing anything in the chat.
All right.
So I have never seen this typing happening.
Oh,
Is this new?
no, can you see where my cursor is down here?
Uh-huh.
So if you click chat, that's where it comes in, but I think the chat function might be disabled for board meetings.
Okay.
So maybe that's why you haven't seen it, but if you ever want to open it, just
No, I mean, the typing that's happening as we're talking.
Oh, that's the closed captions. I just turned that on in case, the audio wasn't too good, but that one's still there.
Oh, okay, I've never seen that before.
It's for accessibility.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, I don't
So-
see any questions from the public.
Doesn't appear that the public has any questions. So with that, we can move to item 8, which is the next meeting. And the next meeting of electoral Area E Advisory Planning and Heritage Commission meeting is scheduled. That can't be right. No, it must be May 30th.
Oh, I updated the agenda. Yeah, in mine it says May 30th, but you guys, I had the old.
Okay, May 30th, 2024 at 3 p.m. this location. With that, I'll call for adjournment. Mover and seconder, please.
Moving here.
Second. Very good. That was very easy. Thank you very much.
For those online, that was a unanimous end of the meeting. So I'll be turning off the computer here and thanks for tuning in. Thanks, Steph.
Thanks, Sadie. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.